Okay, so today we're going to try an experiment. You know, yesterday I was thinking there's got to be a better way to trade off of the kill. And I got thinking maybe I could use this little thin cardboard piece to slide over the rat so he can't see it anymore. It's kind of like what they do in falconry, where they cover the kill. But with falconry, it's 100 times easier because the hawk has it in its feet. So you just cover up its feet and start feeding it, and then it lets go. It's really simple. Well, the problem with Raptor is he catches it in his mouth. So it's really hard, and I've thought about this before. Man, I wish I could just cover it up, but I just couldn't think of a way to do it. Well, yesterday I got thinking, you know what? This might help, or even totally fix it. I don't know, we'll see. So I'll show you what I'm gonna try. Basically, if he's got it latched onto it, I'm gonna try and slide this over it so he still can't see the rat, even though it's still in his mouth. I have no idea if it'll work. Worst case scenario, I could slide this in quickly whenever he lets go. So we'll just see if we could get this little idea to work. So let's start out by calling him. He's sitting in the pipe right here. Usually he spends all day running around, but right now he's sitting in that pipe. So we're gonna call him out. You can see he's really hesitant to come when he's down a pipe. Let's see where to put my paper deal. Another thing I did today was I cut the rat up, the little baby rat, into pieces, so it's a little more bloody and hopefully appetizing. Well, that was lucky. He just let go on his own. I can tell I need a bigger piece though, bigger cardboard than what I brought. So that was lucky. I can't really say it helped, other than I was able to cover the rat once he dropped it, which was helpful. Now it's out of mind, and I can feed him these chunks. And I'm gonna slide my hat in here as another barrier, so he doesn't see when I steal them. Oop! I failed there. Okay, let's do that again. Let's try one more time and see how he does. I need a bigger cardboard, so I'm gonna go get a bigger cardboard from the house and another little young rat, and we'll try that a second time and see if we could do it again. Okay, so take two. I've got another young rat, freshly killed, split in half to two different pieces. And I'm gonna try and slide this over and just offer it like a dinner plate so the food's on top of it. I kind of did it on accident last time, but it seemed to work. So I'm just gonna let him hold it, and as soon as he switches grips, I'll slide this in and he can eat what's on top of it, and he can't see what was under it before. So let's see if that works any better. He got the paper or the cardboard in his mouth. That was kind of funny. So while he's got one of these he's eating, I'll sneak the rat away. Make sure the cardboard blocks his view. There we go, that worked very smooth. I snuck it away more carefully. I've been really sloppy with this because I'm learning while he's learning, man. It's a freaking hard way to do things, but I don't have any other option, right? So that worked really smooth. We're gonna keep it up and see if that was just a lucky one. Because here's the thing, I mean, when you just first start something, things can go great the first time and then suck every time after that. But it's looking good so far. So we're gonna keep that up. Try, see, maybe hopefully he'll get the idea as soon as we put that cardboard down. Hey, let go and take the next food. So we'll keep trying. One way or another, we'll figure this out. And super happy with how that one went. And pretty much the idea, I know somebody's going to say, well, it's easy when it's big and you can't swallow it, yada, yada, yada. Well, just like anything, you take baby steps. You start out with the easiest thing to transition off of, something he physically cannot swallow. And then you slowly work until it's smaller and smaller and smaller. And there might be a limit. There might be a certain size where it's just so small and tempting that there's no way we'll ever trade, and he'll just gulp it down. But at that point, the hope is that it's so small that he could gulp it down and keep going for another. We'll just see how it works, and we'll just slowly work our way down to smaller and smaller rats. I actually weigh the rats that I'm giving him, so I know the size difference between one and the next, and I can slowly, once he's doing really good, ratchet things down in size until finally we have something he could gulp down, and we'll see. Will he, because of the habit, because of the just pure routine of things, give up what he has and swallow what I'm giving him? Maybe. You never know. Routine is a very powerful thing, and you'd be shocked the kind of routines you can get animals into that make no sense at all. Because when you started, it made perfect sense, right? Trade a big rat for a little piece you could quickly swallow. That makes a lot of sense. But if you create such a strong habit that they're so accustomed to doing something without thinking, eventually, possibly, maybe, you can work your way down until it's such a small item that it makes no sense at all that he's giving it up, but he's just doing it purely out of habit. And we humans do that all the time. You think, oh, dumb animal, he's not thinking. Well, humans do that all the time. Just think about your life and what you do on a daily basis. How many things do you do purely on habit that make no sense at all? Or it's easier to look at someone else, because usually it's hard to look at yourself. Look at someone else. What silly habits does your spouse or brother or sister or mother have that you look at and you're like, Mom, you're so dumb. Why do you always do that? It makes no sense at all. Well, it made sense back when she started doing it, and she continued doing it throughout her life, even though it no longer makes sense anymore. And that's just how it is. Animals and people, we're creatures of habit, and if you could create a habit, sometimes you can get that habit to continue long past the point of making sense. So, the question is, will we be able to do that with Raptor? Who knows? Time will tell. And we've got all winter to work on it, so so there's no rush at all. Hopefully by next spring, he's dropping little pieces he could have easily swallowed to grab the one I'm handing him and move on to the next. We'll see. Only time will tell. So one thing I wanted to show you guys is this little hole that Raptor dug. He's got his own little den. Typically he's out in the other dens because right now it's, you know, the end of this warm season. We're getting into fall, and it gets really cool at night, so the earth cools way down. So this hole, unlike the summer where it might stay a little bit warmer, it doesn't warm up very much. So he doesn't like hiding in this, and frankly he doesn't like to hide very much at all. Typically he's out roaming around and around and around, running around and climbing up the tree and doing all kinds of stuff. He's not a very sedentary lizard. He's very active. But when he does decide to take a break and kind of hide out, he typically hides in these little black tubes. I believe the reason he likes to hide in those better is because they're warmer. They're in the sun. He can keep his body temperature up. He doesn't have to cool off unnecessarily. So at the end of the day, when he's ready to go to sleep, this is usually where he hides. So if it's getting towards the end of the day, I will block this up so that let's say it's the end of the day and I've already fed him, I should say. I block this up so that he doesn't go down there at night. That way I'm not stuck, you know, with the difficulty of getting him out. I really could get him out of here, but I don't want to stress him out and make him feel like he's, you know, a predator digging him up, junk like that. So I block this off just as it starts to get late like this after I've called him. If I haven't called him yet and fed him yet, there's no problem with him going in and out of there because I could just call him right out again, right? But since he's already fed, I'm gonna go ahead and stuff this up so he doesn't go down there. But during the heat of the day, he does have full access to this little natural burrow, which is just like he would have in nature, where he can get down and it's more humid and it's more cool. And I feel like he's probably gonna utilize this hole a lot more when it's the heat of the summer. So since I don't want him going in here right now, since he's already fed, I'm gonna go ahead and block this off so he doesn't go in there tonight. And then when I let him out tomorrow afternoon, I'll pull it out so he's got that as an option, as a place to go. Because if he goes in one of these other hiding spots, because I'm going to pick him up in probably about a half hour to an hour. But if he's hiding in here, all I have to do is pick it up and take it right into the enclosure and put him in that way. But if he's down that hole, I have two choices: either leave him there overnight, which is not a good choice, he gets too cool right now, or pull him out, which is super stressful and just a horrible idea. So I only give him access to that before I fed him. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll show you more next time.